Hello and welcome. Shorter stream today, but nevertheless, I wanted to showcase something that I have been experimenting with. I am right now in the middle of a league with this configuration, which I thought was very interesting, and this card has been it's no secret, right? Like this is basically ancient tomb, right? Or city of traders, however you want to say it. This is effectively a soul land for us. Now, um this needs to be enabled, okay? And as I was saying yesterday, when we were talking about this card on the stream, it's a matter of we need, first of all, we need to have multiple copies of this card because it's important for us to naturally draw it. As I was saying, this card is not a Primeval Titan target, right? This is not a card that is going to allow us to to pull ahead. This is a card that effectively ramps us to prime time. So playing just one copy isn't quite going to cut it. Like the card is only powerful when we're playing at least two or three copies, maybe even four, will be necessary. So currently in this configuration, I'm going with three. Basically, because I just didn't know what else to cut in order to make room. And then, as you will see, I'm playing a straight blue green. Dismember is a removal spell of choice, and I added another Force of Vigor because I can't have access to Abrades anymore. So basically, this is a straight up blue green list, and what I did is I added breeding pools. And I have mismatching art breeding pools. This just pains me so much. But I'm using breeding pools to enable the castle to enter the battlefield tapped more reliably, and I'm only playing three basics. So these are some of the things that I'm experimenting with. I talked to Edgar, and this was actually a suggestion. Like he was already testing with this card, and he shared some of his ideas. And this is like my take, taking into because I have not seen Edgar's list, and they are testing for an upcoming SCG event. So I don't want to you know to show their tech anyway. So this is just my take using Edgar's ideas. This Golo should be a Once Upon a Time. No questions there. But I just don't have the fourth copy, so this is what we got. And I'm currently in a league where I'm 2-1. My only loss was to the Mirror, and then I beat Burn and I don't know, something else. Can't remember what it was. I think it was maybe a control deck or something. But anyway, I shared a picture on Twitter a second ago, and this was the picture, which was pretty nice. It always auto full screens for whatever reason. So you see that I only had access to 5 mana, but the castle allowed me to cast the Titan, which is kind of hot. So yeah, the card is not like it's. Of course, it's powerful. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is whether the cost is worth it, basically, because like my mana base is the mana base is pretty messy. I'm not gonna lie there. The mana base is pretty freaking messy. So I mean, I'm gonna keep this hand. This is not a turn two, but it's a turn three with double amulet. So oh, thank you, Alpha. Have a good night. Hope you have a good sleep. Okay. Is this Titan mana with double amulet? So I am no, it's where I'm gonna short of having Titan mana here. So unlucky. What's up, Dum Dum? How you doing? So we seem to be playing against Urza. Thopter Foundry. Sounds good. Alright, so I think I actually rather have this CTB tapped, right? I mean, it's not gonna matter anyway. So I think I'd rather hide this then. So I guess I'm gonna play the Breeding Pool. Play second Amulet and pass a turn. So we're gonna play Kalni this turn, and then we're gonna get access to to Titan Mana next turn. Huh. This is potential Titan Mana. Play a Susa. Play Castle. Play Once Upon a Time. So I guess it was Titan Mana. Look at that. Galvanic Blast Susa. That doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't at the same time. Unless my opponent has the combo here. Okay, so my opponent needs to combo me out right now, or we're gonna win next turn. Damping Sphere doesn't stop me. Basically, nothing stops me at this point. Hey, Richard, how you doing? They would have exact mana if they do have the combo. So there's that. They do have it. They don't. They can do all they want. As long as I'm not getting comboed out. My opponent's dead. We're gonna nicely knit 1 mana here. How do you like that? How do you like that? So we're just gonna double tighten them for lethal. Ugh, which one is... This one is the one that triggered? I hope so. Sweet. Okay, that worked out. Well, I guess I'm using all my mana anyway, so it didn't really matter. What's up? What's up, Crimson? We're trying some stuff out. Seeing how we feel about this. I mean, this is certainly not the card shining, right? Like we were winning this game anyway, so it's not like it was particularly relevant here. Gonna haste that one. Gonna haste this other one. And say might as well get a Pact of Negation. I don't even know what didn't even know if anything could really happen to us, but combat, attack, yes. Turf, Sanctuary. We don't have Gemstone Mine anyway, so that's certainly a play pattern that we will need to get used to. The fact that we don't have Gemstone Mine anymore is kind of a big deal. So I'm gonna have to, make sure that I remember that. Opponent does it. There we go. Finally, they conceded. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's no gemstone because we are not splashing, right? There's no splash in the sideboard. So because there's no splash, then we like playing gemstone is not that necessary. Yeah, this list is something else, really. This list is something else. We're gonna stake out Colony Garden and Ghost Squatter. Truckers good. Actually, I'd rather have Colony than Radiant Fountain. The nice thing is that we have a ton of green sources with this list. We're playing one less bounce land. If you see, we only have access to. Whoops. We only have access to 8 bounce lands total, and that is because the castle kind of acts as a bounce land. Unfortunately, castle does not work under damping sphere, obviously, so that is certainly a big deal. Like my once upons. I don't think I like explosives that much, especially with the nice little numbo that we got going on right now. Fitzy shaving one steerings. It is a green source under sphere. Yes, that is a big deal for sure. But it's not. I mean, I'm gonna keep this hand 100%. We get got by damp sphere, but that's okay. It's not the damp sphere. It'd be nice to draw like a collector roof or something like that. That would have been nice. So here we have a nice little sequence that we can do, which is we do this, we play a Susa, and then we play Simic Growth twice, and we're gonna get to. I guess I can only set this up really. And I can transmit for engineered explosives. Still, if they do have the damping sphere, I can't play out the explosives now, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. Like it feels like we're pretty well set up to go ham next turn. OP fetches. Okay, so here's the damp sphere, as we imagined, or maybe not, or maybe yes, or maybe yes. Okay, opponent is actually kind of forced to get the damp sphere here because like they know my hand, so yeah. So that means that they're not getting their combo, which at least is something good for us. And next turn we should have Titan mana. So next turn we're going to be able to cast a Titan even through the sphere, which is pretty nice. Well, I would need to pact for the Oof, and you would see what would have happened if I had pacted for the Oof, right? So we might die here. If my opponent combos me out. If they don't, I still feel ahead. Also, the damn sphere is slowing my opponent down, so that's no small consequence. Okay, so they're gonna needle the explosives. Understandable. All right, here we go. Nice. That's a solid draw for sure. Uh, hmm. What are we getting? This is remember cost 2 because I'm gonna cast the prime time first. So I'm gonna have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, 7, 8 mana total, plus the lands that I get from the Titan. Um, Once the Titan is in play and the Urza side of the battlefield, I think I'm gonna be ahead though, right? And I really miss Gemstone Mine. Gemstone Mine's so good. Whoops, no, not that one. This one. So I can't haste under a Damp Sphere. Yeah, turn 4 Titan through a Damp Sphere and Pithing Needle. No big. No big. So I'm gonna get Tolaria. I kind of like Tolaria Breeding Pool. It's gonna give me zombies. And then next turn with the Titan attack, I can bounce and I can do stuff. So we get Zombos here. And I'm just going to dismember the Ursa right now. And now I have green and blue mana. We could have Vesuva their Spire, but we would not have been able to haste anyway. This is game 2, Brian. Explosive Needle is kind of annoying here. Inventor's Fair. So the best draw would be like a Rex Sage. We Sage Needle, explosives on 2. Blow all the stuff up. They could have another wear though. How do you check the list? Exclamation point deck. Or exclamation point deck list. Hoping to pick up some Once Upon a Time tonight. Yep. Certainly. I mean, Once Upon a Time, I think it's going to be a staple in Amulet. Yeah, you got it, Saikoth. You got it. Let's see. Once Upon a Time. Oh, yeah, it's $10. 10.50. All right. All right. So it went from like 23 yesterday to 10.50 today. So it's a little bit better, at least. Yeah, the fairy's not gonna. It's not gonna help you out that much, huh? Okay, now I think this time around we actually can haste. We would need to get Vesuva, copy their Spire. I feel like it's better to just Can I transmute for oof? So no, I can't transmute for oof, right? I just don't want to get comboed out, basically. How do I not get comboed out? I have all 4 land drops for this turn remaining. So if I get second Tolaria bounce land, that would be 3 mana, that's transmute mana. Then I could pay 1 to cast the Summoner's Pact. Yeah, so I can't really do that. Going off the list you played yesterday, since I can't play Once Upon a Time, any suggestions for replacement? Well, I mean, I played Once Upon a Time yesterday, right? So, I mean, suggestion for replacements is just play literally, just play literally anything that we were playing before. Like 80% win rate 80% win rate Amulet, it's still a thing, right? It still has 80% win rate, so it's not like all of a sudden, oh whoa, like Karn is unplayable or anything. It's just that's certainly not the case. Send a couple of zombies at the ferry. They get their flea block. That's fine. Yeah, I think that we could not have prevented ourselves from dying there. So that's fine. Like, we are just setting up lethal for next turn. But I guess they have Inventor's Fair. Yeah, so I should have destroyed the Inventor's Fair. That was the play. Because now just a single Ursa would have killed me because they can play Ursa. Then they tap Inventor's Fair 1, 2, 3, 4. Go get the sword, and I guess they are 1 short of casting. Oh no, they have a free construct. Yeah, so I should have definitely go squatter the Inventor's Fair there. Opponent didn't have it. So it's fine. No, they can very easily. So what they do to play around Bojuki Bog is they just tap another artifact and then sack it in response, unless they have exactly enough mana. And if they have any single mana, that's just like hanging out there, then Bog doesn't do anything. I mean, you can play Karn without Lattice. I said multiple times. I think that Lattice is by far the card that I wish for the least. Like, by far. by a really large margin. This is a mulligan. This looks like a keep. Yeah. In the blind, I'm going to bottom the Ballista there. Of course, I can get punished in multiple ways. Like, if my opponent is playing, like, Infect or something, of course, I would rather have the Ballista than the Summoner's Pact or even this Titan, but no way for me to know beforehand, so... People are so scared of the lattice that they don't notice the XC double strike coming. Exactly. Exactly. Are we playing against Blue Moon? Because that would really suck. We could be playing against, like, Blue-Red. Blue-Red, what's his name? Blue-Red Phoenix again? Which we faced yesterday. So I want to... Oh, I misclicked. I wanted the explosives. That was dumb. Well, I guess that happened. I wanted the explosives and I was gonna play the explosives for 2. And I just somehow clicked on exactly the other land that I didn't want. That's really funny. What the hell? Okay, so we're probably playing against a mono counterspell dot deck, and this is their Tarmogoyf. So I'm just gonna... I think I'll just transmute for Cavern here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm left with this like worthless Sun Home now, and I should have an Explosives on 2 in play right now. Kind of sucks. Snapcaster. Alright, so my opponent's basically playing like blue-red beats. With this guy. I mean, it's getting big really quickly. Well, we're not playing Jessamine because we're not splashing anything, and we're playing Breeding Pool in order to enable Castle something. Castle something is the name of the deck. Garenbrig, yeah. Said he never liked the card and has always thought we should cut. Shut up. Shut up, hon. It's not like it's the best land in the deck or anything, right? Well, not today. Yeah, so I guess my opponent's deck is just blue-red beats. With this Cutthroat guy. So they just play a bunch of stuff in my turn, and then they beat me down with a 5-4. Now a 6-4. I mean, it's beating down, that's for sure. It is beating down real hard. In fact, is this lethal? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? So I'm dead to bolt now? That's so gross. So my opponent's just using Pestermite for value? Wow. Respect for my opponent. To be fair, like, my hand just didn't work out, right? Like, we just got super hard, but I dig what my opponent's doing, and that brain fart ended up really costing me, honestly. Feels bad, man. It feels like Explosive is gonna be solid. It kind of feels like Ballista is gonna be okay too. I think I'd rather have Bug over over Ghost Quarter actually. I am going to expect, my opponent to have Blood Moons, even though they are playing a mostly instant speed deck. But I think it's fair to assume that my opponent is going to be jamming Blood Moons. They could be playing Kiki. Maybe I should bring in Dismember. I think I'm going to bring in just one. Pact of Negation seems very bad against Blood Moon. Let's do something like this. That hand's too slow. This one's okay. The redundant Once Upon a Time. The good thing is that we can bottom it, so that's cool. Fiery Islet. Ugh. Titan Flood is the worst kind of flood. Mystic Sanctuary, okay. Not drawing a bounce land there is pretty bad beats. And we just... not drawing great here. Missing the live drop there is pretty brutal. Well, at least my opponent's missing lineups too. So now that my opponent has access to 2 mana, I think I'm going to play the Bailoff here. Because if my opponent used their mana to counter this Bailoff, they don't, then that would mean that they wouldn't play their 2-drop. That's a hard way to do it. Bounce. Bounce your creature that makes you gain 4 life back to your hand. That's a tough way to do it for sure. That's rough. Do I want to dismember this now? I don't think I do. Opponent continuous missing land drops. The Titan Flood is real. So here I let my opponent block the Urza. And then I'll get my 2-for-1 with the Ballista. We're just playing a mid-range battle here. My medium mid-range creatures are just just beating down my opponent as they are stuck on a single land. My opponent does not seem to be comboing at all. It seems like I kind of wish we had the second Once Upon a Time now. I mean, I used my mana every single turn, right? So that's why I was winning and my opponent wasn't. It's because I was using my mana every single turn. I think I still don't want more than a single Dismember. My opponent's playing more of a tempo deck. I really doubt that they have any kind of combo going on there. Now they kept 7. I mean, this hand cantrips too much, do not keep. And I think I went till my turn to Once Upon a Time. It enables my opponent to force it / spell pierce it. I guess they can't spell pierce it with Basic Mountain as their only land, but they can force it. But I'm actually, I think I'm happy if they force it. Whiffing on a land there, not great. Land. Okay. So we're gonna discard something. Yeah, that guy is kind of a beating, actually. Having to discard there is pretty. It really sucks. So they can remand me here. It would suck, but such is life. Homeboy is growing. So the reason that I brought in Tracker is because of Bloodmoon. I'm still afraid of Bloodmoon. So my opponent should have bolted earlier. Infinity with that Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, Infinity. Thank you for the support. Enjoy the emotes and all that good stuff. Where's my dismember? Ugh. I feel like step number 1 is trying to kill this dude. Spell Snare? That'd be gross. Force of Negation, Hardcast. And this guy grows so quickly. I kind of dig my opponent's deck. They're doing something very unique. Figure I should give to the person that has had my Amulet game more than anyone. Oh, thank you, Infinity. Glad that your Amulet game has been upped considerably. Very sad that I discarded that Amulet to hand size. Yuck. Yeah, I feel like I have to take. Yeah, I feel like I have to take 5 here. Cavern, please. Cavern, please. Cavern. Cavern of Souls. Ugh, I really need to find the cavern there. Ugh, really need to find the cavern there. Alright, start jamming part of the game. I have a prime time. Yeah, they have the cryptic. Remand would be even worse. Remand is kind of a beating. Say what? Okay. Alright, so I played my land already, so I'm getting Field of the Dead, and I'm gaining some life here with Radiant Fountain. Name of the game is not die. And now we start attacking because we have enough blockers and Snapcaster. Braid? Okay. So I ping. And I ping. No idea why the Abraid didn't respond, but sure, whatever. I guess that they cast a Snappy and then they realized that they needed to Abraid first. I don't know. We cannot die to Cryptic. They bottom though. I mean, the plan is mono just try to survive. Just mono gain life, basically. They're whiffing a little bit over there. Attack? Oh yeah, thank you. Blood Moon. Didn't I say I wanted to play around that one? Didn't I say that I wanted to play around that one? Pact. So we die to Remand here. Oh no, we don't, because we can prime time. Rex Sage. Rex Sage. Yes. Move to combat. Certainly getting another basic force now. Bestermite, tap my Titan. Alright, we got another one, so we're fine. Zombie gets in there. 0 cards in opponent's hand. Can we beat Cryptic? I don't think we can beat Cryptic, can we? My opponent's graveyard doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's no cards in hand, so we're definitely going to get another basic, because we have a pack to pay for. So we don't want to die to another moon. They can't Cryptic into moon, so we don't need to play around that. Cryptic kills us anyway, so... Yeah, so I think I just bounce the Fountain. Get to zombies. Bounce Fountain, replay it. Gain 2 more. Gain another zombie. So now it's Cryptic or Bust. Cryptic is exactly lethal. And I guess I could have played around that, huh? Wow, they top deck the Cryptic? Wow. So I could have played around the Cryptic, but if I play around the Cryptic, then I just die to another Blood Moon. So I chose to play around another Blood Moon than playing around the first Cryptic. It's fine. I mean, you have to choose. You gotta choose what you're playing around, and sometimes. No, I could have beaten Cryptic if I had not played around Blood Moon, because I could have gotten Vesuva and Bounce Land. So Vesuva copies the Fountain already in play, and then I just bounce the other one. Let's overpay for some rares, but they're like it's going down in price so quickly. I kind of want to wait a little bit. Nah, let's do it for the stream. The things I will do for you, people. The things I will do for you. Just overpaying for rares that are gonna be like 2 tickets next week. So let's play one more of these and one less than this. And let's fire up again. Yeah, you people. You people indeed. Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna go with this list. Once Upon a Castle. Oh, you're watching some real soccer goalkeeper? It explains your name. Do you really think it will be 2? Once Upon a Castle Mulet. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit too much. I should upload Once Upon a Castle. Or Once Upon a Prime Time there was a castle. There we go. Now we got the longest stream title in the longest stream title in Twitch. I mean, the least that I can do here is to 4-1 or 5-0, just so I can get my money back after I spend like $10 in Once Upon a Time. Man, this streamer life is rough, huh? Streamer life is rough. Spending so many tickets, overpaying only to bring the top notch content. Do you watch soccer? In case, what do you support? What team do you support? I'm a Boca fan. I used to watch a lot when I was a kid, and it kind of like disappeared as time went by. At one point, I was super into the Premier League when I was like 12 or 13 or something. I was super into the Premier League in England. I mean, I don't put this card in my hand. I don't put this card in my deck to mulligan, right? That's not the reason why this card is here. Being the Bombonera, oh nice, sweet. The Bombonera, it's an experience. I hear. I never actually been there. We have deployed a fix for an issue that can cause a client to crash for some players. Players will need to restart Magic Online to get the update. Note that the update can take several minutes, so it is recommended that you finish any in-progress matches before restarting. Okay. So I guess after this match, I'm going to restart Moto, huh? If either of these were a bounce land, I would take that, but I think I'm gonna take the Azusa instead, and I'm gonna play the Amulet on 1. And now, if I find a bounce land off of the steerings, then I can. I mean, if I find the bounce land off the top, then it's kind of the nuts, and if I don't, then I can steer into a bounce line and Once Upon a Time in the same turn. Burn. It looks like it is burn. Bounce land. Since I guess I'm gonna bounce first here, so I'm going to Azusa, and now I'm going to play Sanctuary with the bounce trigger on the stack. I'm gonna Once Upon a Time find another bounce land. Sweet. So now I know I have to bounce the Forest, and now I have to steerings again. and find Gerulturf. Turn 2, cast 5 spells. We're basically playing Affinity. Didn't I tell you guys that we're actually playing Affinity here? Here I think I'm not blocking. Oh, there's a prime time on top. Sounds good. Skewer the critics. Kill my Azusa. Well, but now I know there's a prime time on top, so I can just back for Azusa and go about my business. OP knows about the prime time. They also know about the Azusa. They know about the bounce land. Not playing around double gut shot like a maniac. Attack, yes. Radiant Fountain, and we can't pay for Pact anyway, so, and I can't get tokens from Field of Death, so we're gonna do Fountain, Colony Garden. Sitting pretty at 18. Only one pack to pay for. And we have an 8-6 in play. I guess that my opponent could double bolt the prime time, so I should have gotten, instead of the Colony Garden, I should have gotten a Radiant Fountain. Tolari West, sorry. Because I can't really pack the second burn spell. Light up the stage. In burn? Didn't people say that this card was terrible in burn? Guess my opponent disagrees. Be right back, buying in higher than 1,000 once upon a time. Kinda, right? It's been pretty bonkers, honestly. It has been pretty bonkers when it works. Nice. Can we concede opponent? Yeah, there we go. Opponent finally sees the writing on the wall. We want an explosive. It's kind of shitty that like the only the removal that we have is Dismember, so definitely a little soft to burn with this list. Definitely a bit soft to burn with this list for sure. Yep, it was lethal. That's why my opponent conceded. On the draw, I like shaving some number of cantrips because Eidolon comes down a little bit too quickly for us. If my opponent is playing Blood Moon in their burn deck, then props to them. They got me. I'm never ever playing around Blood Moon out of burn. So if they have it, good for them. They get to steal a game from me, and I will cyber differently post board. First the bigger against specifically Eidolon, it's a little bit too narrow. The thing about Rex Age is that it's a 2-for-1 because it also trades with Goblin God. It comes down, it destroys an Eidolon, and then you even get value. No, it's not prowess because we saw Goblin Guide, so this is not a great hand. Certainly not a great hand. But maybe this Goblin will make it great. Playing Scout on turn 1. Wow, how unlucky can a person be, huh? We're not gonna block here. If my opponent wants to kill my Scout, I want them to use a removal spell. So we draw Steering, so we're gonna play Amulet, and I'm gonna play the Castle. This is definitely one of the awkward situations with the Castle thing, right? Like, it certainly made this draw very awkward. Like, it forced me into playing my Amulet into a potential explosives that I want to use to blow my opponent's board. So it's definitely awkward here. It's been good in the past for me, but I guess this is the one that buys me the most time. The other options are not great though. This is Titan mana though, so I'm not particularly. I'm just not that unhappy to let this Amulet go with these explosives, because I already have Titan mana already set up. I guess that, you know, the Gobos just gave me lands, so that's great, but still. I'm gonna do this. Then we're gonna play Azusa. And if it resolves, I'm gonna sequence my lands like this. Boom, boom. We're gonna play Engineered Explosives. Double strike the Azusa. I can't even. Can't even double strike the Azusa. Butt beats. Ugh, my opponent has a classic burn, only 2-land hand, and I feel super dead now. Okay, so it's possible that I'm actually dead right now. Shard volley me. Yeah, that certainly speaks death. When your opponent shard volleys you, I guess that this is the attack for info. Before I kill you. Because you don't just randomly shard volley your opponent when you don't have lethal, right? That's just not a thing that people do. So my opponent's just getting info before killing me. Yep. There's this Skewer, and last card in hand. Last card in hand is nothing. Oh, they are just BMing me. Okay, it's just a just the BM. That is strictly wrong if you are my opponent, because I could have had Pact in my hand. So my opponent, by going for what they thought was the correct play, they were actually making the incorrect play. Like, if they main phase shard volley me, I can't Pact it. And now that they upkeep shard volley me, if I had Pact in my hand, I actually killed them. So definitely my opponent not playing optimally there. Let's try this again. Playing around Force and Negate. If they're playing around Negate, then I guess it taps me for 2 more mana, but it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, I can't not keep this hand against Burn, right? Any green source that I draw basically seals the deal. Now, my land sequencing might be interesting, though. I think I'm going to lead on Tolaria West. This is not going to allow me, if my opponent has a multiple 1-drop draw, then yeah, I'm going to take like a couple more damage than I could have, because I could have gone turn 1 Forest, turn 2. Okay. I think it's very important for me to do this here. Oof, bad beats. I need to take the castle. I guess I could technically do this. I'm giving my opponent a target for smash right now, but it seems that my opponent has sideboarded properly, and they are not they don't have, at least they don't have many like artifact destroying things in play. Alright, bad beats. Taking some damage from the Eidolon. And we don't have any other draws. So here I'm going to certainly be blocking the Swift Spear, because it's going to force my opponent to to tap out on their turn, which means that they can't hold up Skullcrack and I can slam a Bailoff. Has Castle been good for you? As also I told you so. Not yet, William. It's been okay, but it hasn't been like great or anything. Like I have had multiple situations where it's been actually kind of awkward. So it's not been a slam dunk. Should start assuming any card that looks good is, which is because I'm pulling the Prenches lately. I don't think that's the way to go about things. Certainly not the way I go about things. Play Bailoff. Play this. Bounce Fountain. I'm playing 6 forests. But like, how many can you play? How many forests can you really play before it becomes too awkward? And at this point, I'm not playing any low drops anymore, so I'd rather soak up the most amount of damage I can. Yeah, my opponent using a Shard Volley to kill a Bailoff. This is a huge win for us. That is a huge win for us. They're down a land, down a burn spell. I still play my Radiant Fountain here. I still have Titan mana. I mean, you see my current mana situation, right? I can't even get value from the Castle of Garenbrig, and I definitely built my deck towards trying to optimize this to the best of my ability, and I'm still falling a little bit short. So I'm at 14, so I'm not afraid of dying, so I don't really care about bouncing Radiant Fountain. So I'm just gonna get 2 bounce lands. So I can bounce Tolaria and Fountain. And I can like play around my opponent, answering this Titan somehow. I play 4/5 first. Yeah, I'm playing. You can see the list here, Will. I'm playing 6 total. So I have 3 basics and 3 breeding pools. Block. 100%. Seal of Fire. God damn it. My opponent just 3-4-1 themselves. That's not the winning line, OP. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you that's not the winning line. And you can see, like, what's awkward about the castle is the fact that the card is only good when you naturally draw it before you draw a Titan, right? Like, at this point, I'm never fetching for castle, right? When I resolve the primetime trigger, I don't care about the castles anymore. Castles are good before I get to... The idea for castle is to get me to Titan. It's not good before, so... It's certainly awkward in that it really requires a lot from your mana base, because it does. It requires you to mess with your mana a lot. So now that my opponent didn't answer my Titan, we can go get Pact of Negation to play around Deflecting Palm. Sure, I'll play the Urza just for value. Field of the Dead and Basuva, I guess. I guess another Tolaria West. Yeah, I'm just gonna get all that Tolaria West, another bounce. No need to get cheeky here. Why are we playing Breeding Pool? Because of this card. Yeah, so I feel like if you need to be playing at least 3 copies. Okay, so I got that that message that said I need to reset Moto, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Well, Moto updates. We can talk about my first experiences with the card, and the card has been okay. Like it did do some work in certain situations. So it's not that it's been terrible. However, as you can see, I really worked my mana base in order to make it fit, right? So let's go over the list here while Moto updates. Uh, if you see the list that I'm playing right now, I'm actually playing for. Yeah, I guess I need to like just update the new list. So instead of these colos, I'm actually playing the fourth once upon a time now. So you can see that I'm playing 3 breeding pool and 3 castles and 3 basics. Snow covered forest and basic forest. I'm only playing 8 bounce lands, and I'm playing a split of sanctuary and gruel turf because because I want to have access to red and white mana, so I can activate stronghold slash sun home. But I'm not splashing any colors. If you look at my sideboard, it's all straight green and blue. There's nothing else. So that's why I decided to cut the gemstone mines. I took this suggestion from Edgar. By the way, this is not my. I mean, this is my list, but it's based off of the stuff that I talked with Edgar. Like he was the one that made a lot of the suggestions that I'm trying out today. Um, so what else? Yeah, I mean, as you can see, we're making a lot of sacrifices. We're not playing what is unarguably, which is just objectively the best land in the deck, which is Gemstone Mine. We're not playing that land because we want to make room for this in order to accommodate the castle, and we need to play multiple copies of castle, which have been awkward in multiples already. So that also kind of sucks a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out whether it's worth it or not. And sometimes so far, I mean, so far I'm not sure. All right, next match. Once upon a time seems a lot worse in Karn. I don't know. I mean, I haven't tried it. I might try it, but it is basically at first sight it does seem like a little bit too much. Snap keep. I think I'm going to Azusa here, just in case this scout gets answered. Also, our mana base is not painless anymore, and that is kind of a big deal. Our mana base not being painless is kind of a really big deal, actually. I guess not in this matchup, so there's that. But steerings into Amulet. Sweet. Unless my Tron opponent is playing main deck copies of artifact answers to artifacts, we should be in a solid spot. Or maybe they're playing E-Tron and they play a Chalice. They correctly play a Chalice on 0 and I get wrecked. There it is. Good job, opponent. OP must be watching the stream. Nah, maybe they're. I assume that my opponent is just a good Eldrazi Tron player. Prime time. You can see the poker face right now, right? Are you enjoying this poker face right here? I think I do have a pretty good poker face, to be honest. I could have backed in response, but I could have also just like if I backed in response, then I get super got by I guess opponent concedes. I get super got by many things. I mean, not many, but certainly I get got by some things. Baloth, Hornet Queen. I get a slow clap for that one. I don't have a slow clap. I have a good clap. Oh, there we go. I have this one. I get got by thought not is what I wanted to what I meant to say that I didn't say for whatever reason. So they convert a mana. I do like shaving 1-drops in this matchup. Maybe I don't want 2 forces. I feel like I do. I certainly want the first one, but I don't want to be force flooded. I'm just gonna leave them in. We're gonna try this out. In paper, the correct line would have been to pack the response. If you pack the response and your opponent has a Thought Knot Seer, you lose the game on the spot. So at that point, we just have like so much time that I think I'm okay taking it easy. Also, I just snap kept this hand and I didn't even talk about it, but I do think that it's a snap keep, so that's why I snap kept it. We got interaction for some of their big dudes. We got an Asusa. Good stuff all around. Definitely not enough for me to force that. So I'm just going to play a Breeding Pool tapped. Pass the turn. Now that I drew the second Breeding Pool, I think it's better for me to play the tapped Breeding Pool because it allows me to transmute these to Layer West if I want to. My opponent might Thought Knot me. Or smash me. Maybe they smash me. 4. Karn the Great Creator. I wonder what they do here. They plus. That's a solid draw. And I mean that because it's something that I can pitch to to Force of Vigor and not feel too bad about it. I guess I do want to hold up Dismember just in case. I can also pay 2 for this Breeding Pool if I want to. Okay. Now they minus. For coding. Redundant Mind Stone. And here's the coding. It's true. I guess during prime time doesn't do anything. 1, 2, 3. Play a Urza. So I think I'm gonna hardcast this Force. But I kind of have to wait for my opponent to go for Lattice. Unfortunately for me. But playing a tap land kind of hides the fact that I actually have something to do. Classic Tron players. They could have gotten me, but they didn't. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to force the Lattice and the Karn, I think. So now the Liquid Metal Calling doesn't do anything. My point is to have another Karn, and even if they do, they're only getting value from the coding, and I'm going to be able to resolve the Titan this turn. So if my opponent had activated coding first, made this an artifact, I float mana, opponent changes faces, and they hardcast the Lattice on my second main, they would have gotten me. But I guess that maybe they haven't seen that interaction before. It's possible. It's not a particularly common interaction, but yeah, force your Karn is like it's pretty high in the pog in the pog value. So I could get zombies, which seems reasonable actually. And by the way, my patience with the force very rewarded there. So we can do field. Ghost Quarter doesn't do anything. I can do field Vesuva copy my opponent's blast zone. That sounds so sexy to me somehow. I don't think it's very good, but with my opponent having mono 2 drops over there, I'm pretty tempted. I'm not going to because I think it's not good. But I just wanted to point out that I'm very tempted by that play. Uh, Still holding up this member, though my board state is pretty good. Lattice is no longer a problem. My opponent can they can Karn into bridge if they have had a land, but I mean I guess they can still do it now because they drew the Gemstone Mine, but them cycling Mindstone tells me that they're probably struggling. Yeah, I just people do that all the time. It's crazy. I mean, if I were to be fair, I gotta say that it's certainly like it's weird. Like all the lattice interactions are very weird, and until you have actually seen them, it's possible that you haven't thought about that exact sequence before. So that is certainly a thing, but yeah, I mean, just that coding over there was kind of very bad, honestly. It could have been a good coding, but it ended up not being so. Rip stream. Alright, so Vesuva and a bounce. Let's double on the zombie production. And I think I'm going to destroy these gemstone mine here. So we play a Susa. We play this and bounce. We transmute. Go squatter. Go squatter. And I go squatter here because my opponent can't put counters on the ballista, so I'm just gonna go squatter right now. Decent plus board state we got going on here. Decent plus board state. So many zombies. Indeed, indeed. It's feel good, I can tell. I mean, Phil didn't win that game, right? Titan won that game. And that is, this was like exactly what my opponent, why I was so skeptical about Field in the beginning. Is like you look at that board state and people in chat would say, oh, Field is so good right now. It's just like Field is not doing anything. Field is not doing anything right there. The Titan is what's winning the game. And if I didn't have Field in my deck, it wouldn't matter. Like I was winning that game anyway. It just didn't matter what my opponent did. I would I was winning that game anyway. Just love how it created an overwhelming board state. I mean, I was still as susceptible to all this dust as ever, right? So this is a fine hand if this finds me exactly as Urza. If this doesn't find me exactly as Urza, then this hand is not very good. So I think I'm gonna mulligan. Gonzo, thank you for the follow. You tell me a Titan is actually a good card in this deck. I know, George. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I confused you earlier. Looked like I was playing Bridgeman for a second. I'm playing like Bridgeman's on steroids. What about style points? Fair enough, Holfie. Fair enough. I enjoy playing Liskit sometimes. How would you compare the two forms? Oh, I I don't think they're comparable. Honestly, like they are just different formats where you do different things and different things are busted. I think I'm gonna keep this in bottom packed. And the play patterns are very different too, which makes it also very interesting. Like you have to play around different things. Your sequencing is more important. There's way more cantrips on one format versus the other one. So there are a lot of different things between both formats. So I don't think they're particularly comparable. And we see again Castle being kind of awkward in this hand, right? Have you going to use Castle yet? Hopefully we will now. Yeah, we're probably playing against Grixis Shadow here. It could be like some Grixis control or something, but given the aggressiveness with which my opponent did what they did, I'm going to put them on Shadow. Colony Garden is decent against Grixis Shadow. Classic. Classic moto. What do you cut for the 3 crosses and the 3 Burning Pools? I cut all the Gemstone Mines. All the Gemstone Mines are gone. And I cut 1 Bounce Land because Castle kind of does a little bit of a Bounce Land impression. And what else did I cut? Jeez, alright. That's 2 primetimes down. That is kind of a big deal. I feel like I just play this out on 1. Like I'm putting my opponent on Grixis Shadow. So I might as well play this around Stubborn Denial. attack with plant for value. Yeah, we are cutting Gemstone Mine because and the sacrifice is that we have no splash color in the sideboard. So that's why, and this is what I'm trying to analyze, right? Like, in order to make this card work, serious sacrifices need to be made. Like, we don't have access to a Braid, nor Path to Exile, nor any of those actually very good sideboard cards, right? We don't have access to them anymore. So that is a very big cost. Our mana is slightly worse because now we're actually shocking. Right now we're actually shocking in order to play our spells. So against aggro decks, particularly Burn, which is very popular, now we are at a little bit of a disadvantage, right? Which before we were very heavily favored against Burn. I expect our Burn matchup to have gotten a little bit worse now with this mana base. Also, this card is still, like, you see how awkward it is right now. I'm still struggling to find the forest. Okay, so now we did, and now this card is gonna be good. Hopefully. And this is the upside, right? Like, we're gonna be able to, because of how we reworked our mana, we're going to be able to play out our Titan one turn ahead of schedule. And I can't play around Stub because their Stubborn Analysis is actually live. So I guess it drew a land. And since I can't play Stub, I'm just gonna jam next turn, basically. Snapcaster for no value. Main phase. Okay. That is certainly very weird. Well, we can't use this, so I'm just gonna jam. And if we get Stub, we get Stub. Like, it's not getting better for us. And here we see the upside. Alright, so Vesuva on Colony Garden. We can also try to start getting Field of the Dead rolling. We're not getting value from it this turn, though. Use this to recover from yesterday. Grixis is Shadow again. I mean, Shadow is a good deck, so I'm not particularly surprised, honestly. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Vesuva on Kalni. And just a bounce land here is fine. Can probably bounce the Vesuva again. We have plenty of green sources to pay for Pact. We have a non-board answer to Death Shadow. Pact in hand. Looking good. Playing around Dismember. One, two, 3, and 4. Yes. Now we can actually get Field going, and probably we have another T-West in hand already, so we don't need to worry about that. So we're gonna do Field plus Garrison. We do have blue sources, so that's covered. So we're gonna make some Sombos. Game looking good. Hey, Toaster Damus, how you doing? Oh yeah, Field is sweet. As a member of our awesome show Discord, I always approve of more 12-12 boys. I mean, I have literally the onboard answer, so I'm not really worried about Death Shadow. Yeah, exactly. Like, I was already well set up against Death Shadow. Well, I mean, side effect of how we're sideboarding, this member is actually great in this matchup, so sweet. We want Tracker, we want Baloth and Hornet Queen. Shave some of these. We want to shave one Scout and one. We don't want probably don't want to shave Amulet. We don't want to shave a couple of lands, which are going to be Ghost Squatter, and guess we could do one of these. And one basic. I think I'm gonna shave another Scout. Can you Vesuva Shockland and pay 2 life to untap it? Nope. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. You can pay the 2 life, but it won't untap the Shockland. Trust me, I have done it. Same thing with Primetime. If you're playing Titan Shift and you trigger Primetime and you get a shock land, it's same thing with Scape Shift. If you get a shock land, you can pay the 2 life, but you're not untapping the lands. Where's your cyber tech of 4 Grove the 1 Willows for Shadow? I mean, I'd rather just play 4 Path to Exile or like 3 Path, 1 Celestial Purge or something, right? Seems like a much better plan against Shadow. This member is certainly legit though. One second, gonna answer a message here. All right. Looks like a keep. Of course, we need help, but usually against Grixis Shadow, you keep a little bit more sketchy hands because your opening hand doesn't really matter. Ideally, you want to see like 2 Asusas and 1 Primetime and all lands. That's basically what you want to see every single time. But you are like they have so much discard that your opening hand it's not likely to stay like that past turn 1 or 2. It's correct for me to play the forest here. That's not a good draw. This means that now I'm gonna have to be discarding on turn 2, unless my opponent discards uses a discard spell on me. At this point, it might be kind of cool if my opponent uses a discard spell on me. Might actually be better for me. Are you able to get the answer with a Blood Moon and you have a Lattice? Okay, there's a discard spell. Sweet. You have a Lattice in play to cast your... Oh, yeah, no, actually, apparently it doesn't work, Frostjack. I had multiple people in the case, and apparently, unfortunately, it does not work. I'm calling the bluff here. I am 100% calling the bluff. If they got me, they got me. But I'm calling the bluff here. Like it's really hard for me to answer Death Shadow otherwise. So being able to do this, it's if they have a Street Wraith, I get blown out. But like they would have probably just cycle Wraith or and they drew it off the top. That's insane. Uh, oh man, that's so great. That is so great. All right. That is hilarious. All right, so I think we're just taking it easy. I could have played a Susa there, but meh. Maybe they were F6th, maybe. Maybe my opponent got a little bit greedy with the F6 value. The F6 punishment. Dom, thank you for gifting that tier 1 sub to Ruliboran. Thank you for the support, and congratulations, Ruliboran, on your brand new sub. Enjoy those emotes, and to get the cyber guide, if you don't know how to get it, let me know. Just playing. We're just on this low primetime plan. But the good thing is that we get to like jam primetime into primetime, so I mean, as my opponent doesn't have a threat, as long as my opponent doesn't have a threat. Nice, Dom. Yep. Opponent's playing no threat deck. Nice. All right. Bold my Asusa? Sounds good. Oh, I braided. Sure. It's possible that this card should not be in my opponent's deck, actually. That's a Death Shadow. Reveals their hand. You choose an instant or sorcery card from it that plays discards that card. Okay, so I'm gonna dismember your dude in response. Sweet. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So I can go with Veloth here. Because if my opponent has a Thoughtseize here, I kind of die, so I can also just let this go? Or simply pack for another Titan. Huh, what's the play here? We have no information about their hand. These members have been working overtime. I think we're letting this go, right? And if my opponent has a Thoughtseize, they got me. But if they have if I like slam a Titan next turn, that is kind of game over. Yep. So we just upgraded our land. Sounds good. I think I want a Bog here and Kalni Garden. Bog Tolariwa seems better. So no Snapcasters for OP and no Anglers for them either. Even if they Liliana minus, then we lethal them. So that's pretty good too. Yep. Yeah, I think that Death Shadow is an extremely hard deck to pilot, and my opponent made some very slight mistakes there and got terribly punished by them. Stream sniping. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, when you see a seasoned Death Shadow player like Dido or something like that, it feels so hopeless. Like I've beaten Dido like probably like twice in my life. We can actually check. There's no way I have a good record against Dido. Wait, we never played? That's not possible. I guess we haven't played on this computer. That's weird. I feel like I played him a couple of times. Sam Caster Mage. Castle being really awkward here. Like even if one of these were bounce land, my draw would be better. I think I have to mulligan. Once upon being really good here. Yeah, we're gonna keep this, and I think I'm gonna bottom the field. I've not been impressed by Castle. I mean, it's also really possible that I have not, like, this is not the optimal configuration, right? Like that's a very real possibility. Playing against Taxes. Wow, I haven't played against Black-White Taxes in a long time. Casually digs 10 cards even turn 1. Yeah, no big deal. No turn 2 Scholar is huge for us, by the way. I could have played the bounce land again and bounce this other bounce land in order to have 2 mana up, but if my opponent plays an Arbiter this turn and they go squatter me, that's actually great for me because next turn, that probably uses their mana, and next turn I can do everything in a single swoop and just like play Summoner's Pact and like do everything while still having Arbiter mana up. I think I'm gonna go with full like land drops here. To play around like Ghost Quarter, Arbiter, all that kind of nonsense. And here we're of course going for bounce land Tolaria. And I'm gonna hold the Tolaria West in hand, where it's protected from any kind of discard spell or any nonsense like that. This F6 probably cost me a game. I said probably fit into your 80. Oh, nice, Christian. Oh, that was you? That was you? Yeah, there were a couple of like slight misplays there, and I'm like, ooh, if my opponent had done this slightly different, then they could have probably won that game because I think it was very close. But yeah, so that's what I was saying. Are you new to the deck, or have you been playing for a while and it was just like a misstep or something like that? What is your story with Shadow? Oh, it looked like an F6. Yeah, yeah. Because I was very surprised you did that when you knew about the ballista. That was the most surprising thing. So if I find a Titan, I can't cast it, right? But if I find a bounce land, then I can actually transmute for Titan, so I think it's worth it to Once Upon a Time right now. And I did find a bounce land. I'm not the best at GDS player, and actually I got punished by the F6 habit. Yeah, F6 can be rough. F6 can be pretty rough sometimes. I get punished by the guy that the Aven Mind Sensor, but like my opponent didn't have it last turn, so there's no reason why they would have it this turn, and now they only have 2 mana, so they can't instant speed Arbiter anymore. So I feel pretty safe doing this. We're gonna do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we can do Teleria Philo did it actually. That seems better. And we can start getting that engine going. And thanks to this Vesuva in hand, we still get access to this Teleria West. My opponent can go squatter it, which I don't like. But if they go squatter the T West, then they don't go squatter the field. So that's also pretty good for us. Choose your own adventure from this point on. No more Battle Skull in opponent's deck, in opponent's hand, because it's now in play. Displacer. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be very good. I don't know if you guys know it, but Amulet makes Eldrazi Displacer pretty embarrassing because they blink your prime time and then you just like get a free trigger and you can get like Stronghold Boros. You just attack them. It's pretty hilarious. It's pretty hilarious to be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I think we just move to combat. See what my opponent does. I really hope that they... Oh, my opponent knows what's up. Okay. Sunhome Garrison. Get zombies. I think I'd rather have a bounce in hand. I guess I should have used this bounce to bait for upkeep. Probably not going to matter. Honestly, feel today is a game changer for Amulet. Again, like it's not this card that's winning this game. It's not Field of the Dead that's winning this game. It's Primetime, right? Primeval Titan is what's winning this game. So don't get confused in your assessment. And that is something that I think a lot of people get confused. It's just, yeah, this card is nice to have, but this is not what's winning this game. Primetime is winning this game. If this card were not in my deck, I wouldn't care. I would be winning this game anyway, just the same. This is making it way easier for me to win this game. But it's like it's pretty it's pretty irrelevant. So calling it a game changer is a little I don't think it's a little bit of an understatement. I think it's a massive understatement, overstatement, honestly. Why not copy field before combat? Because I was not sure whether they were going to path my Titan. So if I copy field before combat, then I don't have a bounce land in hand anymore, so I cannot bounce it to Tolaria West to get another Titan. The Titan trigger was the one that got me the bounce land, and this is what allowed me to play the other card, right? Why not double strike the Titan? Why? Like I get some damage through, like basically by double striking, I'm basically leaving my opponent in the same life total, except I use my mana. It didn't seem valuable enough. Because the creature had protection from green, right? So 2 damage we're going to trample over, and the other would be soaked by the germ, and then another 2 damage would trample over. So I would be basically paying 5 mana to deal 2 damage. It didn't seem worth it to me. Maybe I was mistaken. I could EE on 1 here. I don't know how I feel about EE on 1. No, all damage doesn't trample. No. So it's basically like you're dealing. You need to assign lethal, and then the remaining damage goes through. So I assign lethal to the germ with the first strike damage. 2 damage tampers through. Then the regular damage happens, and I assign lethal to the token. The damage was prevented, so it still have 4 response. No, that's not how it works. I actually wrote about that in my cyber guide. It's when as it's pertinent to. I guess that now I should talk about it also in the white matchup because of Giver. But I talked about it as it's pertinent to Ed's champion. And now on upkeep, I blow up. Yep, I'm correct. No, I missed 2 damage. And it didn't seem worth it. As I just explained, I only missed 2 damage. Deputy of Detention. I mean, I was certainly not playing around that one. That's for sure. What are they targeting? Why? Oh, they're targeting the explosives. Okay. We have a second explosive in the deck, so we're going to be just fine. So they're going to blink on the sound boss now. This is why you play 2 explosives, right? Unless they have Ghost Quarter, we should be good. I mean, they're fighting the fight. They're fighting the fight for sure, and they're gonna I was certainly not playing around this. Like, look at the mana base from my opponent's deck. My opponent is the greediest person I have ever seen. I was certainly not playing around Deputy from them. But I mean, it's going to allow them to like swing for 4 if they want to, or something like that, or like 7, I guess. And then I untap, and that needs to they need to be tapped out for their turn. And then I'm going to untap, go get Ballista, make a huge Ballista, get back both of my Titans, haste them, etc., etc. I'm gonna take my free block there and take 7. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So I guess I'm gonna need 2 explosives, huh? Okay, that's fine. We explosives for 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna get to haste because I'm not playing Gemstone Mine in my deck, but I'm gonna get to kill my opponent's board. Done. Again, no hasting. Titans come back. They are ready to rumble. Maybe a piece trying to milk the clock or something. Susa, play these 2. Alright. Nice play last turn, OP. You're facing the exact same board state this turn. Another displacer. Alright. I mean, if my computer keeps lagging this much, then it might actually be relevant. Uh, didn't do the math. Maybe there was something better to activate on it. I didn't do the math. Didn't matter. Explosive, Sage, Excavator, Tracker, Baloth Queen. Maybe I want 1 Force. I don't think I want Oof though. Explosives is one of our best cards in the matchup, so I don't think I want to make explosives worse. Steerings is pretty bad against Thalia. I went on my lands. I'm running 4. Riley. So my opponent's playing 3 color taxes. It's so greedy. But hey, not here to judge. I'm here to cast some Primeval Titans, aren't I? It's weird because I kind of don't ever want to cut this card, but it feels like I should be cutting it maybe a little bit. The Stoneforge kind of makes me want to bring this in. Cutting experience before was more. Yeah, well, I'm cutting this one because I am like shaving on the artifacts, right? Like I'm actually shaving on amulets and stuff. But Queen is so good against like Flicker Wisp and stuff. Maybe I have to cut her. I'm totally gonna regret this. I guess my opponent showed me Deputy, so Queen is a little bit worse. Oh, I haven't updated Stream Decker. That's right. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, this is what we're playing right now. $9, 27, 19. Awkward. Still keeping, but awkward. Alright, Stream Decker is updated. Dark Slick Shores. Jesus, opponent. So I'm definitely playing Amulet, and I'm playing Castle here. Opponent's mana is so greedy. It's ridiculous. Oops. It's so greedy. They're playing straight up 4 colors with no fetches. It's so ridiculous. It's kind of insane. Yeah, this would have been a turn to kill if this had been a forest instead of, or a gemstone mine instead of the castle. However, it would have been a mulligan if this had been if this had been a bounce land. That's pretty good for them. Is it good enough? Probably. I guess we're about to see. No, I misclicked. Damn it. Alright, that was really bad. I wanted to float the mana before triggering, and I misclicked in the sequence. So I messed it up. We still have Titan mana next turn, though. And if neither the Azusan or the Amulet dies, even if my opponent answers the primetime with another Scholar, or they flicker the Scholar or whatever, we are still gonna be fine. We can still pack for primetime. And even through Damp Sphere, we have a bunch of green sources. My opponent is on Mono Vials. No blocks, OP, no blocks. So we can do Simic Tolaria. Float. Bounce. Float. Bounce. And float. So I guess I get got by Deputy. But that is probably fine. Even if we get got by Deputy, it's probably just fine because we can transmute for explosives next turn, get both Titans, win. You know, classic stuff. Another green source seems nice, and maybe another Tolaria West. So my opponent can't prevent me from. They can't prevent me from. They can't kill me, and they can't prevent me from explosives on 3 next turn. Could have gone for haste, obviously, but again, I'm playing around Deputy, which my opponent did show me, and there it is. Oh no, Displacer. Path on 1. Yep. Path on 2. No. Hey, Sarukai, how you doing? Opponent's trying to play fur color with no fletchers, so he asks what deck they're playing themselves. I'm playing 2 colors, right? Like that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point of my deck, right? Like the fact that I built it so I don't get blown out. Oh, this EE on 3 is gonna be glorious. Poggers. And the beauty about all of this is that as long as I don't tap out, my opponent is the one that is forced to act first. Because I can just go get Sunhome here with Boros Garrison and just ask my opponent what you got. You have another 3-drop. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Double strike. If they deputy in response, I explosives in response. And now my opponent is basically trading 0 for nothing. 0 for 3. That was my opponent's exchange right there. The classic 0 for 3. And we're still holding up in unit explosives mana. So as you can see, things looking very good for us. Just making sure I have like a bunch of mana untapped for value. I guess I do have 1 card in exile, so I guess that 1 Strangler would have actually answered my Titan. They didn't have it, but look at my opponent's mana. They couldn't even like Displacer didn't do anything. It was just a 3 mana 3/3. I don't think that you can afford to do that. All right. Last match of the stream. When in doubt, just trade your board for 2 life. That's basically what happened. I have to say, I don't appreciate you invading an already incredible archetype. Now I'll have to prep my body to eat some else, featuring more prompts. I'm sorry, Wallsmoth. I'm really sorry. I will stop doing what I'm doing if it makes you feel bad. The last thing that I want is to make you feel bad, you know, so nah, it's well worth it. Like once you get familiar with the deck, it's just I don't think there's any deck that's as rewarding as Amulet. it's so great when. Nah, this is too cool. Okay, cool. Thank you. Where were you playing Golos earlier? Is it playable at all? I think it is playable. It was like my replacement for Once Upon a Time that I threw in there without much thinking. It's possible that a Trinket Mage would have been significantly better than that Golos, but I think it's playable. It's just medium. Like it's gonna be very rare for you to get anything but medium from Golos. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. This time around, Castle Garenbrig actually working out beautifully here. Because we get to turn 1 forest, steerings into whatever. Turn 2 we can play field, and turn 3 we have the Garenbrig is going to come into play untapped because we have a forest. So we're going to be able to Azusa, up almost to 6 by the way. And I guess we have an Amulet, so we don't even need to do that. But it's nice that we already have Titan mana in hand, right there. Alright, so here is actually... Okay, so we can turn 3 Titan thanks to the castle, if I'm not mistaken. Let's think. So, I play the Amulet here. I play the castle. Next turn I play... Yeah! Alright. Alright, so next turn we're going to play Simic. We're going to play Azusa off of this, and then we're going to play Simic Growth twice to make 6 mana thanks to the castle in order to Titan. That is so sick. That is insane, actually. Okay, that's pretty crazy. That is pretty freaking ridiculous. We do get got by Dismember, right? Obviously. But barring a Dismember from my opponent, we're gonna have a turn 3 Titan right here. Okay. Okay. This is pretty damn sexy. Wow. Wow. Okay, so this is the peak, right? This sequence that just happened is like peak performance from Castle whatever. Castle whatever its name is. This is definitely peak performance. This is the card at its best. And it was pretty impressive right there. Not going to lie. So we're gonna go Squad of them on draw step, and game's over. Yep. Opponent sees the Rhino on the wall. That was real sexy. that was pretty insane. Not gonna lie, that was pretty insane. We got too many good cards. Turn 2 dust off 0 powder Eldrazi looks like I need to jam some turn 1 chalices again. That's funny. It still required an Amulet and a Suicidal. Yes, but it gave us... I mean, I guess that if we had Sloth in the deck, we would have also been able to turn 3 Titan there. But... No, I mean, that's kind of like the point. Assenmenstrassen. It's the fact that if we hadn't had the castle there, we would not have been able to. So when you play the Amulet on 2, this means that you cannot play the Azusa even if you do have the bounce land, and this also means that on the following turn, your Azusa is going to make up to 5 mana. But the fact that we had Castle in play meant that we actually got a nice little boost there, which got us to 6, which was primarily Titan mana. So that's the point. Force is there for because often these lists run Karn. I guess that I can shave one Force before knowing whether they run Baby Karn or not. And it also it also kills Oblivion Stone. Even 2-for-1 yourself to destroy an expedition map on the play is on the draw is sometimes worth it. All my cards are so good. Yeah, I guess that before knowing if whether they have Baby Karn or not, I'm gonna shave the forces. It changed the math for when you don't have a second blast. No, again, like we could have not made Titan mana otherwise. Like we were only able to make Titan on turn 2. This is actually a solid hand. We have a bunch of interaction here. We were only able to get there on turn 3 because of the guy, because of the castle. Okay, let's see what my opponent does on turn 2. Oh, that's right, I have a draw step stop. Depending on what my opponent does here, I'm going to turn 2 oof, or turn 2 hold up negate. There's the BP. Alright, so I'm definitely holding up negate now. Flashing in Breeding Pool EOT, obviously. Choose to pay? No. Trigger Amulet. Value. Take damage? Hell no, sir. Hell no. Get that con out of here. Vomit. This is not the best Once Upon a Time I've ever seen. So if I find a Titan, I can't cast it anyway. So I think it's better for me to lead off Steerings because I can find the second Amulet. And now that would allow me to cast the Titan. We don't because we are forever unlucky, but that's fine. Gonna play Oof. There's no way my opponent pluses a Karn, right? If they have another one. There's no way they plus a Karn, right? Okay, I'm gonna play around them plusing Karn. You, 9 mana for what? Ugin the Spirit Dragon. God damn it. Ugh. Ugh. And now I don't have access to Titan mana next turn because I didn't play my land. brutal. Okay. We die to the Mog anyway, so no need to play around the Mog. Can't beat the Mog. We're playing to beat what we can beat. And I want an ETB tap land in play, so I can double trigger. Take 3. How many threats? How many more threats do you got over there, OP? How many more threats do you got? Damn it! Ah, that really sucks. Titan off the top. Still wins this one. It's not a Titan. I mean, if my opponent doesn't have anything else, and I do draw Titan off the top, then we still win. So, not gonna concede just yet. Not gonna concede just yet. But we're getting close. We're certainly getting close. Expedition map. Okay. We're gonna get Ghost Quarter. Blast Zone. That's so much worse for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still have Titan mana. So let's Titan. Alright, now we can concede. That's pretty brutal. I think my Siren is correct though. It feels pretty bad though. It definitely felt bad. Like my opponent just had exactly enough. I think we beat like most other threats that my opponent could have instead of Thought here. And even if we had done a Titan, we would have still beaten them. But sometimes it's not in the cards. Oh, thank you, Bill Main. Thank you. Glad you agree with my sideboarding. I still don't think I want these members, even though I saw Thoughtnuts. I have never lost to the 4/4. I've always lost to the Thoughtseize, not to the the Thoughtseize effect is what kills me, not the 4/4. As you just saw. Alright, can we get the second 5-0? Is there somebody? There has to be already people with multiple. Wow, somebody has 3 trophies already. Jeez, it's impossible to catch up with this person. Come on, give me that solid 7. Give me that solid 7. I'm not asking for a turn 2. Not asking for a turn 2. I'm not that greedy, but a turn 3 would be very nice. Thank you, deck. Thank you. You see, when you ask nicely, nice things happen. So you ask nicely, you ask for something, reasonable. You say, okay, don't give me a turn 2. That's too much to ask. That's fine. We ask for a turn 3. And the deck's like, sounds good, dude. Gotcha. Okay, we're gonna get the castle here, I think. This time around we don't need the castle, but it's a little bit of insurance in case this Azusa dies. Or the Amulet dies, for that matter. Yeah, you gotta be humble, Bellman. You gotta be humble. You have to know, you know? It's just like, you have to know when it's like, okay, this is too much. It's better if I, don't ask for this much, because it can be bad, you know? Just gotta be realistic. Sweet. We could... Opponent asks if the card will rocket in price. And if I manage to get this 5-0, which is looking solid, then I will. I think I play around stuff, right? What is more likely? For my opponent to answer my Amulet, or for my opponent to answer my Azusa? Because if I want to play around them answering Amulet, I need to play out both lines here. If I want to play around them, the other way around. If I want to play around them answering my Amulet, I need to play this and this. If I want to play around them answering my Azusa, then I need to play this and this. I think I'm going to play around them answering my Azusa instead of my Amulet. Opponent says that they think that wizards will ban steerings, and then they will let us have Once Upon a Time. Ugh, they're gonna find a claim. Yes. Okay, sweet. So we're good. We got this. We got this. No, this doesn't play around both, because if my opponent answers the Amulet, then the garrison enters the battlefield tapped, and then I am behind by 1. They just float 1 more mana for value. And this is kind of nice, which is the fact that, we float the mana, we bounce here, and now we can use like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get prime time, and I can use this green mana to cast the Scout, which is kind of cute. I know that it's going to matter, like my opponent's just super mega dead, so doesn't really matter, but gotta play tight, Play Scout. Yeah, opponent concedes. 5. Oh. 5. Oh. No big. Just breaking Modern, Just another day. Just another day of breaking Modern, no big deal. No big deal. Not sure how I feel about this, though. It does feel good to be on top of the leaderboard, though. I think it's the first time that I am I am this high. I think it's the first time that I'm this high in the leaderboard. Holding my 3rd spot viciously. Viciously holding my 3rd spot. Gundog with that Twitch Prime sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Thank you for the continued support. Really appreciate it. Almost forgot your Twitch Prime sub. Oh, you don't want to forget your Twitch Prime sub, my friend. And only with that tier 1 sub. Welcome back. Thank you so much for the support. What's up? Indeed.
They claim me only. You just have 4 play bounce, bounce castle, replay, use castle, make 6, and Titan. Oh, you're right, Danny. Yeah, so I guess that actually played around both. Damn, castle is actually kind of sick when it works. Castle. So let's put it this way. So the card is absurd when it works, right? Like it's really really good. Now, is it worth making work? That is the question that we have to answer. If it is worth making work, and that's hard to say. If it is worth making work, then maybe we want to go up to a 4th copy, and we want to like add maybe one more basic or something like that, and either play 29 lands or just cut something like Cavern. This feels like the most cuttable of the remaining cards. The problem is that our blue-white matchup would become so much worse without Cavern in the main deck. We can maybe shave it Tolaria West since we have so many Once Upon a Times. Tolaria is so nice though. I kind of don't want to shave it Tolaria. So with Once Upon a Time, sell the current package. Reaper, you could. I told you already. Do whatever you want, my man. It's one of those things that you know. I very rarely sell cards because I always feel stupid after the cards that I sold spike in price for whatever reason. And Karn seems like it's not going anywhere. It's a staple in modern Eldrazi Tron and stuff. It's a staple in Legacy, in multiple decks. So I don't think that selling the current package is a smart idea. You can do whatever you want, but I think 3 is fine. I definitely kind of want one more, either basic or one more breeding pool. I mean, you know how much I like my basics in Amulet, so kind of will 100% go up. Yeah, it's not very likely to be reprinted, that kind of stuff, you know. But yeah, the castle was pretty solid there. Once Upon a Time, also super solid. I will think about it some more. I will maybe talk to Edgar and stuff and see what his thoughts and conclusions are. But it's pretty sick. Like, we run into a couple of situations where the castle was just incredible. It was basically Ancient Tomb, and that is an extremely powerful effect. So I think 100% it's worth exploring further. 100%, no questions there. But maybe something like this. Bull and Cavern in the sideboard, Shave a Force. I don't know, but do expect me to do some more testing with this. Are you staying with 4 Once Upon a Time? I don't know. It's been okay. It's been pretty solid. I'm not sure whether I want 3 or 4 yet. But I think I'm going to like wait until it goes down a little bit lower, and I will buy my 4th copy. I need to return this one to a viewer. I can't remember their name. Filioni, yeah. Oh, he's actually online. Quit. Cool. So I'm gonna return it to them, and I will just buy my 4th copy with the 5.0 money. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that 5.0 money. That 5.0 money. Yeah, it's like it's tanking in price. Like I paid like 950 for the 4th copy, and now it's like 850. So it got me a 5.0, so it's fine. But it's going down in price considerably. So I might just wait a little bit and then buy them for like 6 or 7. which seems like the original price. This seems like the price that this card will stay in, just like $6 or something. Anyway, I will be back on Monday, so expect to see more Once Upon a Time Castle, whatever experimentation. We're gonna see how the archetype develops. It certainly felt quite powerful. However, we didn't really run into matchups where this configuration would be pretty bad against, like 5-color Nev. Like I would expect 5-color Nev to be a pretty bad matchup for this version of the deck. I guess we're gonna see, how the meta develops and stuff. But yep, that's gonna be it for me for now. Thanks for. No, I'm not settled on 4. GGX member. We just 5-0 with it, but I'm not settled on it. I will continue messing around with the numbers and stuff. Also not settled on this either, right? We will continue experimenting and trying things out. If you haven't hit that follow button, make sure you do so. If you would like to subscribe, now is the time to do it, actually, because September is almost over, and you can get 50% off of your subscription, so that is pretty neat. If you would like to follow me on Twitter, you can do so right there. I almost forgot that with your subscription, you get these emotes as well as the cyborg guide. With the way to access the cyborg guide is to join my Discord, which is the first link that you see over there. Once you join that Discord, you link your Twitch and your Discord accounts, and you should be good to go after a couple of hours. And it updating, you will get access to the cyber guide. If you'd like to check out these and all my previous streams, you can do so on YouTube. If you're planning on buying your copies of Castle Garenbrig and Once Upon a Time and stuff, and you're planning on buying them for TCG Player, consider supporting the stream for free by buying them using this link that is showing up right now on stream. If you use that link, I will get a percentage of the total money that you spend on the cards. So that is pretty sweet, and it's a free way for you to support the stream. And if you really, really love the stream and you want to support it, you can donate to the stream. Donations are always very welcome. And with any donation of $15 or more, I will play any list of your choosing through a league. And then we will go over potential changes and whatnot. So it's always, I love getting donation lists. We have had some very, very interesting donation lists in the past, so always looking forward to those. Nobody's playing Modern right now. Am I literally the only Modern streamer on Twitch right now? That's crazy. Alright, so let's go to Archon's stream. Let's watch some Legacy. Oh, sweet, Bioman, I appreciate it. We 3-2'd and we 5-0'd. You're right. And I always forget to update the record after I'm done. So let's go with Arkin and have an amazing weekend. We'll be back on Monday. See you then. Take care and bye bye.